Hello, welcome. I'm Emily, she, her, and this video is going to be going over these 3 practice problems from the Lecture 2 exercises. I hope you've looked at them before watching this. If you haven't, please pause and go do that. Like actually. Okay, assuming you all watched that, we'll get started. This first sentence is, I'm not in Shanghai unless I'm also in China. And a really key word is unless. Now, Professor Salim gave us this really handy note in lecture that A unless B means if not A, B, then A. And we're just going to use that right now, and then we'll talk about, through example, what it means. So I'm going to change this first sentence into the A unless B form using the letters they gave us. So this becomes not S unless C. Just like that. And then we can just move them around. And we end up with not C, then not S. Or using the arrow, not C implies not S. So C is an answer. Fantastic. But we haven't actually looked or thought about this particular problem at all, and we should definitely always do that. So let's see what this is saying. It's saying if we're not in China, then we're not in Shanghai. Now, Shanghai is a city in China. If we imagine this is China, this is the city Shanghai, mapped not to scale at all, then yeah, if we're not in China, we're not in Shanghai. Fantastic. Makes good sense. Let's think about some of the other options. A says, if I'm in China, then I'm in Shanghai. Okay, well, that's not true. I could be in Beijing, for example. So that's a counterexample. Makes A false. Proves A is false. B says, if I'm not in Shanghai, then I'm not in China. Okay, well, again, I could be in Beijing, so I wouldn't be in Shanghai, but I also wouldn't be in, but then I would be in China. So another counterexample proves B false. C, we talked about, and D says, if I'm in Shanghai, then I am in China. And yeah, absolutely. If I'm in this little small dot, I'm definitely in the big dot, big circle, I mean. So C and D are both true. D is actually the contrapositive of C. That was a term used in the previous lecture video. If it sounds kind of fuzzy to you, you might want to go rewatch that section. Moving on to the next problem. This one uses a different connecting word that we haven't seen yet. And to figure out these type of problems, I like to figure out what is being promised, because implies is really a promise. Like our previous problem promised that if I was in Shanghai, then I definitely was in China. And so what direction is the promise here? I don't pet cats when my hands are sticky. That when could really be changed to an if, and the sentence would still work. I don't pet cats if my hands are sticky. So I'm promising if my hands are sticky, maybe this is the circle of situations where my hands are sticky. If I'm in this circle, then I'm definitely in the situation where I don't pet cats. So sticky hands implies, oops, not petting cats. D. Just an FYI, there's a really handy table in section 1.1 of the textbook, which if you haven't found the textbook yet, you should work on that. And we have this if P then Q is same as Q when P, which is what we found in this problem. There's lots of other good sentences. This will be very helpful for homework and maybe on the exam. And last problem, this question is actually a warm-up question to lecture 3. So I'm not gonna talk through it, but I will say the right answer is B because it's super annoying to do a problem and not know the right answer. If this problem didn't go so well for you, please reach out on Piazza, go to office hours, maybe talk with people in your study group that you're hopefully forming. All good options. Also pay attention that the if is right here, and maybe think about what we did with the previous question. And Good luck with the rest of lecture 2.